Welcome to the desk live at Transform. I'm Samara Jaffe, and here with me today is Sarah from Lattice. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Thank you for being here. I know this is your first Transform and your first time with Lattice since you are a new CEO with Lattice. So how has your Transform been so far?
This is my first time at this conference, and I have to say it's incredible. Fantastic job. It's really a sense of community, and you have a diverse group of people here that are sharing and networking and learning, and everybody's like learning, connecting, having fun, and you also have giving back with impact, which I love to see.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I feel like Lattice has a great community in and of itself, actually. And so we would love to talk a little bit about some of the great work that you are doing to continue to support that community with your new product, Lattice AI. Will you tell us a little bit about what you've built?
Yeah, so Lattice AI it's really incredible the way that you can take all of the information that all the CPOs and people leaders have at their fingertips and be able to distill it down into really actionable insights, whether it's engagement surveys, understanding trends. I mean, you can't process all of that information. It's not human well, right? And then you can do great things with performance and compensation. And what I love is that you can remove some of the unconscious biases that we may not realize, whether it's, recency, proximity, like all of those things.
Right.
And Lattice AI also helps you engage with personalized content, and ultimately, and this is a little bit of a play on words, but it's interesting how we can use the technology and the AI to make that employee experience more human. And that's the goal of Lattice AI.
Well, I feel like that should be the goal of AI in general, right? Is reducing some of the administrative elements to let people really thrive at being human, at connecting on a human level. So that's amazing to hear that that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, it's, we heart people are, I was recently told like this is the more like,
that's, I think they're both.
I don't know. This shows my age. This is like, I want to pretend to be younger than I am, but whichever one will go. Either way.
I'm not going to try to do this right now because I don't think my hearts would look very good.
Either way, you do the heart, we hurt people.
Yeah.
And that is at the center of our strategy because we deeply believe that when people thrive is when business thrives. And it's been lost a little bit the last few years. And we're people. At the end of the day, we're people. And people matter. People are 70% of a company's investment. It's why you look at CIOs, they manage the technology systems. CFO, they manage the financial systems. CTOs manage the technology systems, or the product systems. But the people system, it's like the most important system.
Yep. It's what makes your business thrive. It's what makes your business happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we need to focus on people.
So how did you come as a CEO to believe so much in the power of people and that philosophy? Like, is that something that has been deeply rooted with you throughout your career? Or how did you get to this kind of philosophy?
It's definitely deeply rooted. I'll go back to my upbringing. My mother was a teacher of 30 plus years. And so you see the power of education, investment in people, coaching, and caring, right? And then I go into the technology world, and you see how technology can be a great productivity maker, help systems run, blah, blah, blah. But you see people have great careers when they learn technology. And that was something I had in 15 years at Salesforce, was seeing a platform there that people learned through a platform that we built to help people have great careers.
Right.
And so I am, 2-ish months in at Lattice, and I chose Lattice very purposefully from the mission of the company to empower people to do great work. The best work of their lives. You want to do, people are happy when you're doing great work. Nobody wants to just languish around and do mediocre work.
Well, or go to a job that makes them miserable or unhappy. Like, amazing that I feel like for so many decades, I think that was just what people thought, potentially that work was, it was just a job, right? You tried to leave it there.
It's like there's all these commercials around sleep, and you spend a third of your life in bed, so you should have the best mattress, right? And if you spend how much time in your car, so you should have the best car, right? It's like, well, you spend a third of your time at work. You should have the best job and the best manager. Yeah. And we should help the managers be great, because that's another thing that we do not help our managers. We expect them to do a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, do your one-on-ones, do your feedback, know the business, know everything that needs to happen, understand everyone's personal goals, understand everyone's personal, opportunities and their strengths, their weaknesses, and oh, by the way, accomplish these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you do that, right?
Hard to imagine.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing that you bring that philosophy. Clearly, it's deep-seated in the culture of Lattice. But maybe share, in the 2.5 months that you've been at Lattice, what advice do you have to other CEOs who are looking to create a similar culture and experience for their employees?
Well, I deeply believe in the relationship that a CEO has with their head of people, their CPO, their CHRO, no matter the title.
Yep.
It's very important. And it's a relationship that has more trust than anything, because you have to be able to have business conversations, personnel conversations, private conversations. And they're like the one person that you can talk to about what's really happening in the organization. And a lot of it is around people.
Yep. And often, right, I think a CPO sometimes also acts as almost a personal coach for the CEO as well. So not only are you having those other conversations, you might be having very vulnerable and personal conversations about your leadership or the needs of the business.
You need a truth teller. That is super important. And if you don't have a trust relationship, that's a problem. Because if you want somebody that's going to tell you what you want to hear, you will not be a good leader. If you only listen to a cacophony around you, you will not be a good leader. You need to break through and understand, and your head of people has the pulse. They understand at this layer, at that layer, at this layer. They have to understand the multifaceted. That's their job, That's what they're trained to do. It is the hardest job in the world. I mean, I do not know how head of people function with their job is to listen to all of the people.
It's all the weight of a business and the weight of human emotion, right?
Yes,
is just tremendous. Yeah, the chief people officer and the HR leaders that I've had the pleasure to get to know in this community, I'm constantly in awe of them. I mean, they are some of the most savvy business leaders. They are the most empathetic human leaders. Right? They have an ability to inspire people while providing productive feedback. I continue to be in awe at the skills and the talent in this community, which sounds like a community that now you're well tapped into, that you're also helping to support and continue to grow the next level of leaders.
And we want to help them, skill them, whether it's financial conversations, whether it's business conversations. There's so much that is on the shoulders of a CPO. We're venture-backed, so as a growth company, you need to talk to your board. You need to have stock plan allocations. You need to have merit pools. You need to have all types of conversations around your planning, right? And these are not things that are often taught. Learning it on the job is a bit hard, right? And so, and no matter whether you're private, public, no matter the industry, people's a constant.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely something which is an incredible community. They all are learning from each other. We're connecting them as best we can, providing the tools as best we can, and the AI to augment them and managers and people to have career assistants, to have manager co-pilots, to have everything that they would need to do their job. Again, getting back to that, you spend a third of your life.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
that philosophy that you want that you spend that much time in bed, you want the best mattress, the best sheets. So that's such a good analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be gotten a word today.
Right. So what, maybe as we near the end of our time together.
No way.
I know. Sorry, it goes so fast. How about one piece of final advice that you would give CEOs building their relationships with their head of people, and one piece of advice you would give chief people officers on how to build a relationship with their CEO?
I would give the same advice to both and just say be truthful and honest and be vulnerable. Because if you try to front, if you try to pretend, for whatever reason, ego, insecurity, anything, it's going to backfire. And if you want to be a good leader, which you need to be for your business, be honest, truthful, and authentic. Don't be afraid to do that.
Beautifully said and very eloquent. Thank you so much. That's all the time we have today. This has been another episode of The Desk Live at Transform.